So on the topic of relationships, especially the romantic kind of relationships, first of all, anything is possible. And second of all, it really is true. The more you are in love with you, the more you're going to have people lining up to play around with you too. So often, people have devised very sophisticated ways to pretend that the reason they want a relationship is other than to make them feel better and to prove they're not broken, to fulfill a hole. And as long as you're spending your energy pretending that that's not what's happening, you will be unhappy. And even if your perfect mate were to walk into the room and take your hand and take you up the elevator of the Empire State Building, it won't be able to last because you haven't shown up for you yet. The kind of person that can be with you when you can't be with you is a different kind of person than who can be with you when you're really you, but you're having a bad day. And there is a big difference between who you are in those two scenarios. So when you are not able to tell yourself that you're hurting and you're lonely and you think it's all your fault and you think it's because you're broken, and you spend all of your time and money pretending that that's not how you feel, then you start off lying to you. And as soon as you're lying to you, you're lying to everybody else. And so let's say you meet the right person under that situation. So you meet this person and you have convinced yourself that you're not afraid of being broken and you're not afraid of being lonely. And so this person has met a person who's confident and is not afraid of being lonely and is a lot of fun to be with, right? And then at some point, the newness wears off and the person discovers that you have not ever really shown up for you yet. And then they're hurt and betrayed. How can you lie to them this way? How can they believe you? And you're hurt and scared because, what do you mean? I'm being authentic. And that feeling that's underneath everything, that permeates everything in your life, like this is all going to go away, is true now because you were trying to have a relationship with somebody else instead of you. Truth will out. I don't care how strong an actor you are. I don't know how much. Doesn't matter how much money you spend on hiding it. Truth will out. And the thing of it is, the kick in the pants about it all, is that when you do show up for you, when you stop judging you for being afraid of being broken or lonely or whatever it is that you're judging yourself for, once you stop doing that, everything gets better. Because that feeling that you have all the time, like the other shoe's going to drop, you're going to get found out, this is all going to blow up in your face. When you're living a lie, those are all true. This is not an anxiety disorder that needs a pill. This is a self-truth disorder that needs a truth. You need to stop lying to you. I know that sounds harsh, but that's what you're doing. You have very elaborate ways of making it sound better than that, but that's what you're doing. And you know it in your bones. So what if you chose to love you anyway? Again, I'd love you to try this at home and see how it works for you. And what if when you do that thing that you most get on your case for, use the credit card, overdraw at the bank, eat too much, sleep with too many people, whatever. What if when you do that thing that you swore you're never going to do again, what if in that moment, right before the shame cascade starts, what if in that moment you choose to be on your side? I love me. And it doesn't mean that the shame cascade won't happen. But even when it's happening, you can be participating and say, no, I love me anyway. I love me anyway. Even if you don't believe it, even if you're crying your eyes out, you just keep choosing to love you anyway in that moment. And that will change everything.